Okay, so what's up guys, it's Matters, and I want to talk about World War II zombies, but specifically sort of the reward systems that we are going to be seeing within the actual game on this new first map. Under that umbrella, I'm going to put, the wonder weapons, the different buildables and traps, anything that the map is going to reward us with, and then also, comparisons to Extinction, how you sort of progress through the map, and the map basically gives you these different things. Now, there's a dilemma. World War II zombies, they're going for the most realistic approach, and it's not really realistic to just be given a wonder weapon, or just be, just to have this new attachment unlocked all of a sudden, or just to have this new trap unlocked, or what was Extinction, you had like the sentry gun, how that progression worked. It's gonna be realistic. You're not just gonna have it pop up and then you can use it, so that being said, we're going to talk about how they're going to work around that and what they could be doing, in terms of, are we going to get the wonder weapon from the box? Are we going to build the wonder weapon? Are we going to do an Easter egg quest for the wonder weapon? All those different things we're going to play into, Sledgehammer Games and what their thinking is for this map. Because obviously it's a big deal because it changes the way we play the whole map, Having to build the wonder weapon or having to actually do something to get a certain trap. Like, let's say you actually have to do some Easter egg quests to get the Ragnaroks, not just like get the part from 3 different locations, I don't know. Maybe people can say that's an Easter egg quest. I'll explain it within this video. That being said, if you leave a like, that'd be greatly appreciated. Let's just get straight into this. So, let's start with just the reward systems in general. Obviously, we've seen reward systems for a while. Black Ops 3, I guess you can say it's almost as simple as just like, getting XP from opening a door or getting Liquidvinium, and then it goes probably as complex to, maybe Extinction, like I said, where you actually sort of progressed in the map. I feel like that was the most progression we've actually seen from any sort of, third, I guess it's not zombies, third game mode type thing. With Treyarch, they didn't really reward you necessarily. Like, the wonder weapons and building them, that's a different situation. Obviously, you have to build like the KT4, or, you have to do different stuff like that. And some maps you didn't need to build it. Sasboon, you need to build it, and then the other map, Revelations, you don't need to build it. It just all really depends. But World War II Zombies, it's different because they're going for a full-on realistic experience. Like, if you go back to the San Diego Comic-Con panel, I'll leave a link to that below because I'm, citing some of my different ideas from that panel. They said, like, realism and realistic maps and realistic zombies they said it like 100 times, So you have to think, well, how are they going to put a reward system? Like, and they said, this is straight from their mouths, they said they're doing some reward system and all this different stuff, and the map's going to be rewarding players, and you're going to have to build the wonder weapon they mentioned. So how is this all going to play into the actual game, and how is it going to change the game? So, again, the buildable wonder weapon, I'll start off with that because that's something we sort of know. We've been building wonder weapons before. Usually it's as simple as just getting like 3 different parts, like finding, just like building a shield. You find 3 different parts around the map, you build them together, and then there you go. It's like the Sook of Fire, the Parthenon Servant, Child's View, which is all this different stuff. It's pretty simple usually. With this though, I think it's gonna be a lot more, not convoluted, but it's gonna be a lot more, again, realistic. But they're gonna try to make it seem like it makes sense. So the wonder weapon isn't just gonna be, oh, this cool new wonder weapon. Also, they did say there are multiple wonder weapons, but I'm just gonna, we're just talking about just theoretically one wonder weapon. Whatever the new wonder weapon is, we're just talking about that one wonder weapon. You find the parts, you have the base for it, but there's different things you have to do. You actually have to, like, do some sort of, I guess, Easter egg step to some extent, where you have to maybe fill up the generator with zombie souls, and then you get a certain chemical or something to put into the wonder weapon to actually activate it, and you basically, go on more of this quest instead of just, straight up building the wonder weapon, They're putting more emphasis on the actual lore, they're putting emphasis on the whole meaning of, like, what this Nazi party is actually doing. So when you're building the wonder weapon, I just don't think it's just going to be as simple as just like, oh, there you go, here's the wonder weapon, have fun. It's going to be more, story-based. Like, if anything, World War II Zombies, they're going to put a lot more meaning into things that we didn't, like, formally or, see as just meaningful at all. Like, anything you build, it's going to be based off of, you know, the person actually creating this Nazi sort of laboratory, the secret, you know, German Nazi lab down below the German town. And, you know, it's going to be based on all these different characters and stuff, and different leads and different heads of the crew. And it's just going to make a lot more sense. It's going to be more meaningful. You know, their goal, again, is like to save like just stolen art or something. And I don't know how much of that is going to be, you know, within the storyline. I think that's just the sort of premise of why they're going to this German town. But again, you know, they're putting emphasis on the characters actually being there for a purpose, not just being sort of dropped in this map and they're just like, oh, we're here, here's a wonder weapon. You know, it's not going to be like that. They're going to have a lot more meaning. So I could very well see this wonder weapon not just building it, but actually having some true story to it. Like, you go throughout the map and you actually have to talk to these characters, do different stuff. I don't know. I don't know exactly how it's going to be. Like, in my head, I can't lay it out exactly because we have no clue how much they're going to change this. But just expect the wonder weapon to not be, you know, it's not going to be just this straight easy. Maybe it will be easy, but it's going to be it's going to be a lot more involved to building the wonder weapon. Or, you know, that goes with, you know, any traps or anything like that. They're not just going to reward us in the terms of putting it in the box, or, you know, getting to a certain point in the map and now you have access to this gun. I just don't see that happening. I see them putting a lot more meaning and story into it. So that's that. Now, the reward system itself, if you want to go back to Extinction, I don't know what they meant by that. They talked about that in the panel, and I'm just trying to think again. You know, they want to make it meaningful. They want to have a ton of story in this. You know, they talked about being, you know, the most horrifying thing we've ever seen. You know, they talk about it being, again, realistic. You know, they're making it so realistic that they're getting rid of points. Because points don't make sense. How do you just randomly get points from zombies? So you kill zombies, and in this game, you take their energy, and you use their energy to, you know, acquire different weapons, or fill up a meter to open a different weapon, or charge a weapon. You know, who obviously, you know, to a certain extent, it gets into like some sci-fi stuff, but they're changing stuff as little as points. So think about what their reward system is going to be. You know, I think in general, we just don't know. We just don't know what the reward system could be. I don't know how they're gonna make that realistic, because usually reward systems, it's you progress, you level up, you know, you're doing something, and then all of a sudden, like, boom, something's unlocked, or, you know, you're given something of it. Like, a reward system could literally just be as simple as think about when you get like max ammos, and think about when you get like death machines and fire sales. Like, how the hell that's, you know, how are they doing that? They're not gonna have any of that. They already confirmed they're not doing gobblegums, but think about how that works. If they're already getting rid of points, how is it gonna make sense for a person to kill a zombie and then all of a sudden a max ammo appears and it's floating and it's spitting? Like, none of that stuff is gonna be there. So they're gonna have to craft this reward system to really be just straight up based on the players completing different tasks within the game that translates somehow. I guess the primary use in this game would be through just, you know, contained energy, and they just use that energy to transmit it to a machine or something, and then the machine, you know, creates different things and creates the different items you need to play the map, or creates the wonder weapons, or creates, I mean, I don't know. Maybe you have to find gasoline, and that's how you power different stuff. It's really just like all up in the air. But you have to think, how realistic are they gonna get? If they're, like I said, they're already getting rid of points. No way we're gonna have those max ammos there. So it's gonna be really weird to see just what it is that they do in terms of rewards. You know, and that's just the simplest form of rewards. I mean, you know, max ammos. You know, we see that in every freaking Call of Duty Zombies game mode. You know, how do you just get rid of that? You know, how are they gonna implement that? That's obviously a huge deal. They're like Sledgehammer. They're not stupid. They know that we sort of need that stuff. They know, you know, how important it is to have a max ammo every so often, or maybe they're gonna make it easier just to buy ammo, or maybe they're gonna make it, you know, so. See, like, if you think too, how are they gonna even add insta-kills? What's gonna make insta-kill would have to be just an increase, just a pack-punch weapon. There's no way insta-kill would make any sense, you know? It's just all these different things. I just don't know what their reward exactly is going to be, you know? if anything, maybe they'll just do it so you acquire a certain amount of energy, and then once you have that sort of threshold of energy, you have access, you know, to these different power-ups or to these different perks, or, you know, reward system. Maybe at a certain point, you have enough energy, you can get this certain wonder weapon that you can only get maybe past round 20, because you have to get all this energy, and you can only get all that energy by round 20. And then at that point, you get whatever, a wonder weapon, or you get a new part, or a new buildable, a shield, whatever the hell it is. You know, that's the only way I can see them doing a reward system. Other than that, I have no clue how they would implement anything that, you know, we've ever seen, or that anything that we've seen within Treyarch, Infinite Warfare Zombies, or anything like that, or Exo Zombies even, because just none of it makes sense if you think about it. If they're getting rid of points, they're not gonna have almost everything we've seen, you know, and they're getting rid of Gobblegums too. Like, it's gonna be crazy. So obviously it's gonna be cool, it's gonna be hard, but I just I'm really interested in seeing what the reward system is going to be. So it's going to be a lot more involved. Final thoughts here. It's going to be a lot more involved, a lot more meaning to it when you're building stuff, when you're getting stuff. It's going to be a lot more like, I feel like it's going to be a lot more gratifying, because I feel like when you're going for these different parts and these different weapons, it's going to just be more gritty, and like you're actually working like in a zombies setting, in a scary zombie setting. You're actually working for this goal, instead of it just being as simple as getting a couple points and, you know, buying the mystery box, getting a fire cell Gobblegum, hitting the mystery box, and then you just have the wonder weapon, and there you go. Or, you know, just building the part or building the shield. It should be a lot more than that. I don't want to get too crazy. Not everything's gonna have story. I think I'm getting pretty insane with the shield. I think the shield's just gonna be 3 parts and you build the shield. You know, but, you know, other stuff, it's gonna be a lot crazier. So once we get more storyline, maybe I'll try to back this up with some actual storyline evidence if, you know, that comes out. I mean, this is stuff from their panel. They basically said, my part of it was just like talking about how they're gonna do it if they're talking about realistic settings and realistic takes on the game. You know, they specifically said in the panel, reward systems, build the wonder weapon. You know, the emphasis on the story, emphasis on horror. You know, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be really interesting. So thank you guys for watching. If you're watching at the end of this video, leave a comment below World War II. Obviously, I greatly appreciate that you guys watch the whole video. It's pretty damn sick of you guys, and that's really it. I will see you guys later. Goodbye.